Yes, I am bashing Polygon Matic quite consistently on this channel for good reason. Polygon Matic is underperforming Bitcoin quite a bit. Now in this video, I want to talk something productive. How can we actually take advantage of the Polygon Matic decline? Because this is what we are looking at. Matic or POL underperformed Bitcoin by more than 90% in the last 1.5 years. Now, when a large cap cryptocurrency or a blue chip goes down by that much, isn't that potentially a buying opportunity? I'm not so sure, because let's have a look at the market caps. We talked about this before in prior videos, but I want to quickly reiterate. There are now two Matic tokens. There is POL with a market cap of 2.8 billion, and there is the original Matic token with a market cap of 1 billion. So in total, we're looking at 3.8 billion worth of Matic tokens. Now the trading volume on the Matic chain is only 134 million. Now the trading volume on the Matic chain was only 134 million in the last 24 hours. The relatively newly launched Polygon ZK EVM chain had less than 1 million of trading volume. And that then compares to TON with 263 million, and that's not even EVM compatible. And it also compares to Arbitrum, another layer 2 on top of Ethereum, with 441 million. Or check Base. Base is almost at 1 billion of trading volume. And so is it then justified to have such a market cap, to have 3.8 billion? I don't think so. I think the floor is not yet in. Now, the reason why the market is so bearish is not just the usage, it's also the tokenomics. With the introduction of POL, we now have an inflating token again. And everybody thought that token inflation for Matic is a thing of the past. We didn't see any supply expansion of Matic since October of 2022. That has now changed with the merge to POL. Now things are inflating again. Now, how can we take advantage of that situation? Let's say we expect that the bearish momentum continues. Let's say nobody wants to buy Matic. How can we take advantage? Of course, we can short the token. The issue is that if crypto as a whole goes up, then even the US dollar price of Matic can go up, as we have seen in the past. Have a look at this chart. This starts in 2023, and this is the Matic price relative to the US dollar. And from October of 2023 to March of 2024, this went up by 150%. You don't want to short a token that can go up that much temporarily. Now here's another Matic chart, also starting in 2023. Now what's different between this chart and this chart? It's the denominator. Here we look at US dollars, but here we look at the Bitcoin denominated price. Here, the same kind of rally is only 45%, not 150%. This is an effect we see across the board because crypto is highly correlated to one another, and because when Bitcoin goes up, then all the altcoins go up as well, and vice versa. We tend to see lower correlations in the Bitcoin denominated charts. In other words, we don't see this massive fluctuation, and you don't want the price to fluctuate too much when shorting on a token, right? We cannot double and triple down on a position when we are short, because the price could rally for a very long time. So low volatility is great for shorting or for betting on falling prices. Since beginning of the year, Matic, by the way, underperformed Bitcoin by 76%. Now the problem is that not every centralized exchange allows for shorting Matic relative to Bitcoin. It's always short positions relative to the US dollar, which are inherently more risky. And so here's my contribution to the discussion to actually be productive and to not just bash on Matic. How can we make money from all of this? The answer lies in decentralized finance, in the Aave protocol. So when you go to Aave, that is aave.com, and you select the Polygon blockchain, then you can see there are several assets that we can supply and that we can borrow. So this is a borrowing and lending platform. We can supply collateral, for example, Chainlink tokens or USDC or Tether or Wrapped Bitcoin. We can supply that, and then with that collateral, we can take out a loan denominated in another asset. So this is how that works. We are on the platform, we click on supply, we max it out. So on this wallet, that's less than a cent that we've got in Wrapped Bitcoin. We supply that Wrapped Bitcoin, and then with that collateral, we can borrow. Now what we want to borrow is the asset that we are bearish on, in this case, the POL token. So we could borrow less than 1 cent worth of POL in this example. And what we are now doing is we are shorting the POL token. We are betting on the POL token to do not that great. We've got a loan denominated in POL. If now the value of POL drops, that's good because the value of our loan goes down. Now what we do next is we swap the POL to something else, right? We've borrowed the POL tokens. Now we want to swap this. We don't want to hold that token. We are bearish on the token. We want to swap this into something that we believe will outperform POL. Now this can be any asset. You could swap this into anything else. If you're swapping against USDC or USDT, then you're opening a simple US dollar denominated short, where you also have this risk that we talked about. But when you swap this against wrapped Ethereum or against wrapped Bitcoin, then you have way less risk. The volatility of that graph isn't that high. Once a swap is done, everything is pretty much finished. We can do one additional step, but here's what happens. Let's say at the beginning of the year, you borrowed $10,000 worth of POL and you swap this all directly against wrapped Bitcoin. And then POL loses against wrapped Bitcoin. And in this case, that's 75%. Let's say you then wanted to take profit. What happens? Because the POL or the Matic underperformed so much against Bitcoin and you're holding all of that Bitcoin from the swapping, in order to buy the POL back, you have to now swap much less of the Bitcoin that you're holding, right? You only have to swap 1/4 of the Bitcoin to get the same amount of POL tokens. And you have to pay back the loan in POL only, right? The loan is denominated in POL. And so you're swapping back 1/4 of your Bitcoin. The other 3/4 is the profit that you keep. You're buying back the POL and then you pay back the loan. So that's over here, the repay button. Now, why would you ever want to repay that loan? It's to unlock your collateral again, right? You deposited collateral at the beginning to make this all work. And in order to get this out again, because those are basically the funds that get held hostage, you have to pay back all the loans and then withdraw. Now, this was a short introduction into the topic. Shorting altcoins relative to other cryptocurrencies can be very, very profitable. And in Premium, I made many videos on the topic. For example, here, how to win in bear markets by shorting altcoins. It's a 42-minute video. Here's another one, gaining from relative valuations, 22 minutes. Another one, how to profit from falling prices. This shows the relationship between collateral and borrowed funds and health rates, etc. We've also got a tutorial on how to backtest shorting strategies and how to beta adjust shorts. Because let's say the volatility of the two assets that you go long versus short with are different. Let's say the thing you go short with is very, very volatile and the thing that you're long with is not that volatile, then you should adjust the sizes. So the volatile position should have less than the not so volatile position. How that relationship should be is determined by the beta. And how to calculate that beta is also explained in this video. So things get very complex. There's false shorting as well that doesn't have price exposure. There is hundreds of tutorial videos in Premium. Feel free to check it out down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like what you see, then simply just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%. Of course, besides the tutorials, there's also a community that's in Telegram where we discuss potential short opportunities, but that's now enough about Premium. Again, I publish videos on various altcoins, including Matic, regularly on this channel. So feel free to subscribe and of course, see you next time. Cheers.